We're all familiar with the tools that we probably should have in our toolbox. The vice grips, the pass-through sockets, which I'm a big fan of, and the one tool that I really don't like, the crescent wrench. But I think everybody, and I mean quite literally everybody, should have one of these in their toolbox. When I was diagnosing my Prius, I could have taken it down to one of the big box auto parts stores and had them hook it up to their scanner, only to find out that what they give me back as far as what could be wrong is very vague and not all that informative. When you add hybrids into the mix, you typically have to have some sort of specialized equipment, something that can read all the extra fancy sensors that typical hybrids have. Another option, of course, could be taking the Prius down to the Toyota dealership here in town and have them hook it up to their very specialized Toyota and hybrid equipment. But it's $200 for them to even hook it up to a diagnostic machine and to tell me what might be wrong, okay? Since the idea of my channel is really centered around doing it yourself and being budget conscious, that doesn't really fit into what I do. The big but here is, considering how cheap OBD2 scanners are now, I'd rather have one in my back pocket for a couple very important reasons. So let's go through how this actually works. And I'm going to navigate over to the free app that I found. This one is creatively called Car Scanner. But let's say I wanted to create a new car, and you'll see the process here. Let's just say my car is a Viper. And it's a 2010 Viper. We have imaginations. I'm going to select that car. However, I don't have a profile selected, and as you see, when I try to connect to a new car, it says it can't be managed while connected to the adapter. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to disconnect. Let me actually go down to Toyota because that's what it's programmed for, or that's what it's plugged into right now. So it's assuming that that's what I have. I have a 3rd gen Prius. So let's just click on that. Why not? And I'm going to apply that profile. And you can see this is named Viper, which makes no difference what you name it. It just could be a nickname. Now I can reconnect. And it's going to base all of its diagnostic stuff from the profile of the vehicle that I selected. So you got to make sure that the profile you select actually matches your vehicle, or matches as closely as what's available here in the app. And if you're not sure, there's usually some generic profiles set up towards the top that are pretty common. And once you do that, you see all these different icons on the screen. You have dashboard, you have live data, sensors, diagnostic trouble codes, which is probably what you're mostly after in this case. Funny enough, you even have an acceleration test here, and it pulls all that data off of the ECU, which is pretty accurate stuff. So you can see just how fast your Prius is. Give you a hint. Not very. But let's go to diagnostic trouble codes, because my car right now is actually throwing a code, and I got a feeling I know what it is. But let's just see what the app tells us right now. The first time then you do a diagnostic DTC, diagnostic trouble code, read of your car, it's going to select all the potential sensors that your car could have. The next time through, it's going to deselect some of these. All the sensors that it finds irrelevant for that first read, it's going to deselect them and not even use them for the next read. And it just makes things a little bit quicker. So leave all them just as it is, and I'm going to read. You do have to make sure that your car is in the on position but not started. And it took about 2 minutes because it has 131 different data points that it had to collect from. It found the thermostat, which I already kind of suspected, but this one right here, the entry and start smart key, that one is different. I don't even know what that means. So I'm going to click on it, and one of the cool things about this is that when you click on it, it automatically Googles that code as it's related to your vehicle. So if you have a Toyota selected, it's going to Google the DTC, the diagnostic trouble code, the number, and then the brand that it's from. And it does it all right from the app, which I think is really, really cool. But let's say that these are the codes that I found, and nothing looks too serious in this case. I already know that the thermostat was one of them. I already replaced the thermostat, so I'm not really worried about that. I just haven't cleared the code yet. This one up here says status confirmed, status confirmed, status confirmed. And you might see status pending, and that just means that it's maybe thrown that code at one point in time, or that sensor has detected something, but it's not confirmed because maybe it needs to do it again, or it needs to be a regular occurrence and not just like a one-off fluke kind of thing. What I'm going to do with the car still on and not started is I'm going to hit clear. And I'm going to hit clear only found DTC. And when I start the car, I will not have the check engine light on anymore because those codes are cleared. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit the button to start my car. Yes, I need an oil change, but nope, no more. Check engine light is on. I'm sure you're asking yourself, how does that equate to everybody needing to have one of these in their toolboxes? You should have one as $40 insurance to make sure that the mechanic that you take it to is telling you the truth. The dealership has properly diagnosed, so you don't have to take it to the big box auto parts store only to leave with a lot more questions than answers. Do with that information what you will. I have a hybrid. Didn't you just say it requires a lot of specialized equipment to read some of these sensors? Yeah, it does. I have 2 hybrids as daily driver vehicles too, and I also have some fun vehicles, of course. So why are you still pushing this? That's because this scanner is capable of doing that when it's paired with specialized apps that can read hybrid systems. Dr. Prius is one example, and one that I have used for my own vehicle, that can read and monitor and then give me information about all the specialized systems that are related to the Prius. And there may be apps out there for other hybrid vehicles in your use case that can tell you all this information that you need to know. And Dr. Prius is free. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of this deviation from my normal formats, and I'm going to be getting back on the Corvette and the Trans Am projects, and there's a couple more things floating in the periphery of what's about to come around on this channel. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. I hope this helped you out a little bit, and if you feel like I've earned it, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It really does help nobodies out like me. I look forward to seeing you again. See you later. Thanks for hanging out.